Well, hello and happy Friday night. I guess we're doing Friday night movies since we are going to be watching a banned movie. It was goodness, I need to turn my sound down on my TV. Sorry about that. This movie is about Amway, which, if you don't know what Amway is, I will be giving kind of a brief rundown on it. And this movie was banned in Poland for 12 years. Now, it's not in English, so there are subtitles. So you're just going to have to, do your best to keep up and read the subtitles, as we will be doing that too. Beth, the Queen of Spade, is here with me as well. And if you don't know about Amway, let me just kind of give you a brief overview of it, and then Beth can add to it when she comes on. If you really, really, really want to know the history of it, I strongly suggest you get Robert Fitzpatrick's book, Ponzi-nomics. It's available on Amazon. You can get, a book, or you can get the audio book. I have both. I listen to the audio book as I'm walking, and it's one of those books that I definitely am going to be listening to multiple times because there's just so much. So anyway, Amway. It didn't start out with the name Amway. So way back when, I want to say the 30s, Carl Rodenberg, I never get his name right. He's this guy that eventually, and he was not like a great thinker or anything like that, but he is built up in the Amway lore as being someone who was, revolutionary in his thinking, and him creating something called Neutralite. Originally, there was the California Vitamin Company, and it over time it changed, and I think it became Neutralite. Well, as he was doing this and he was trying to get it off the ground, there were two guys that went to work for him, Mittenberg and Castleberry. One was kind of a pop psychologist. The other one sold cemetery plots, and he was like really good at selling. There were some scuttlebutt and everything, and the two guys kind of like took over everything. And then they had Van Andel and DeVos came to work for them. Van Andel and DeVos are the two guys who started Amway. And then Neutralite is now a product within Amway. So this is basically, the MLM that everybody kind of like refers back to, that everything really stems from that whole thing. And in Ponzi-nomics, it will give you the background of what was going on in the U.S. So you get the social, the historical, the economic, all of that. I'm just giving a very, very broad overview of that. And Amway has spread all over the world. It has very deep pockets, and it's just a mess, is what I'm going to say. I'm not a fan of Amway. And what's funny, when I was a little girl, I went to a school and we had like a VW bus. That was our van. That was our school bus. And the teacher who drove the school bus sold Amway. And I distinctly remember that as from my childhood. So, it's been a while since I've had Amway around me, and I'm really glad I have not. Beth, do you want to add anything to my very brief overview?
Amway is also known to donate to the Republican Party, so it has been very big in politics and very heavily promoted by politicians. There was even a time when Donald Trump kind of alluded to Amway being a good business model, but they've had their hands in basically the entire Republican Party, everything from the GOP to the Republican National Committee to everything. They also are very big into the Christian religion and the Catholic religion specifically. And so they're also known as people that have really big ties in politics and in religion, which is why I think a lot of the MLM laws have been formed because of Amway. If that kind of sheds a light as to how all of that has happened, how MLMs became accepted as a marketing system, as a business model. It was all because of Amway and their ties to the Republican Party all the way back. Hold on. I can probably find it. I have my notes on here from when I did a video on it a while ago. Yeah, especially in the 1990s.
Van Andel and DeVos, they went to the same religious school, and I want to say it was more Calvinist. It was I can't remember because I don't remember it being Catholic. They did not go to a Catholic school. They went to something else, and it's been a minute since I've done my own research on it. Anyway, what I'm going to share with you guys first is going to be an intro to a video that I did on how Amway impacted Shanann Watts. If you're not familiar with the Watts case, Shanann Watts and her 2 children were murdered by her husband, Chris Watts.
Monica and I, can I just cut in and say that Monica and I also did a really great video on that case together. I just wanted to cut in and just say that.
That's okay. I have a whole bunch that I did from the MLM perspective, because
most you did a whole bunch too.
Did not cover the MLM part of it because they really didn't understand it. They just really looked at it like, oh, she was a businesswoman. And when I kept seeing this over and over and over again on that particular case, I'm like, okay, you guys need to really understand how the MLM seeped into her life. And the very first MLM she was involved with was Amway. She actually sold the beauty products. But what I'm going to show you juxtaposes Amway convention versus LaBelle Thrive. At the time of her death, she worked as a Hun for LaBelle Thrive. So hello, Angel. Hey, Curious. Hey, GDGM. How are you guys doing?
After not making it in Amway. She didn't make it in Amway. I believe that Shanann didn't make it in Amway, and that's when their financial troubles kind of started. So then, like a lot of us do, like I did with It Works and Sensi, you bounce to the next MLM going, oh, well, the last one did.
She was in Amway in her early 20s, and she was with Artistry. And I have a feeling that her mother may have been involved with it as well, because her mother is a hairdresser. And so oftentimes those are people who are targeted for MLMs.
Oh, yeah, especially the beauty ones. Or I know Monet is all over hairdressers too.
Yeah. So this is, I'm not going to show all of this.
It's lovely. This is a great picture, by the way.
Where's my, this is a great picture. Which one?
Your background, it just incorporates like what all of the differences.
That's why I chose
want to be, I guess.
Okay, so let me get this started. It's pretty, like I said, it's pretty short. And where is it? There it is. Okay.
This is the best opportunity that exists in the world. Period. 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 It's not second. It's not third. It's number one.
I'm looking for business builders. I'll be quite honest with you. I'm looking for people that want to retire in the next 10 years. I'm looking for people that want to be frugal and learn how to invest in their team as they grow, not a new pair of Gucci shoes.
To connect their entrepreneurial spirit with a product, with a lifestyle, with dreams and aspirations.
Making millions and millions and millions of dollars, but it must start with a dream.
If you want it bad enough, you can have it.
First step, think positive.
So I don't put anything into my head that's going to cause me to be thinking outside my positive goal. A reading, I would recommend you start reading for 15 minutes to about a half hour. This is going to be adventure for you.
Hey there.
Okay, that was just the intro to that particular video. And as you can see, I mean, these conventions are over the top, completely and utterly over the top, and pump you up like there is no tomorrow. And, you know, when one of these companies basically runs out of people in the US, they've got to go somewhere. And so they start going to other countries. And so the movie that we will be watching is in, I think, like about 15-minute or so segments, and there's 3 of them. So roughly 45 minutes, maybe an hour, something like that. Again, it's not in English, so you're going to have to read the subtitles. But what we can do is kind of like watch it together and take a break. If we need to break it up, like during it, I can pause it, or we can just watch it all the way through. And then when it breaks, we can talk about it and move on. So I guess we'll kind of see, you know, how that works. What is with MLM and white parties? I'm not really sure, but I have noticed that is a thing that they just like to do, and I'm not really sure the particular reason for it, the
It's
rationale.
I think it's capitalism. There's usually a very big tie to capitalism with those political parties. And of course, MLMs are going to be
But
in
white parties,
support
not
of
political
capitalism.
parties. You know, have you know a white party, like you dress in all white?
Well, is there much of a difference?
Well, I kind of look at it, I guess I look at the symbolism of it and think of white and purity within our overall
I
culture.
think of cults.
Well,
I think of cults in the KKK. But no, I feel like a lot of these groups all attach to each other though because of the group thing.
yeah.
It's kind of like easy to get into the one area that promotes that and then fall into another party that does, and etc. But I feel like Amway is probably one of the cultiest MLMs,
Well, considering every
especially
other
because
MLM just basically, you know, took a page from the playbook and replicated what Amway created with a slight little variation and spin. But really, every single MLM is like every other MLM. They all try to say we're not like the other guys. But when you peel that onion, guess what? You're going to cry. No matter which onion it is just not good. All right. Are we ready for this? I don't know if I'm ready, but
yes.
I suppose okay. And the person who put this together kind of gives you like a little overview first before the actual like movie starts. So this was, the channel is Ban Live Export. So thank you, Ban Live Export, for putting this together and encouraging people to watch it. So let's do it.
We're going to have a look at a movie that was one of the most controversial movies ever made. It's called Welcome to Life. It's a documentary on Amway in Poland. Now, this movie was banned in Poland for 12 years. The Amway Corporation were absolutely desperate to stop the public from watching it. So they tried, but they failed. Now, if anybody out there wants to re-upload this video onto their channel, please feel free to do it. I want as many people to see this movie as possible because the Amway Corporation is absolutely desperate for you not to see it. Therefore, I am desperate for everybody to see it. I've also left in the link below in the video description links to news article about the banning of this movie. All right, so this is part number 1. I'm going to upload this movie into 3 parts, so stay tuned because parts 2 and 3 are on the way. Let's have a look at this.
You had to take a stand in someone else's land. Life can be so strange.
Definicja Amway, korporacja zajmująca się produkcją i sprzedażą swoich towarów poza siecią sklepów detalicznych. W wieku 25 lat 500 młodych ludzi rozpoczyna życie zawodowe. Co z nimi będzie? W wieku 65 lat jeden będzie milionerem. 180 nie będzie już żyło. 270 będzie zależnych od kogoś. Do jakiej grupy chcesz ty należeć? Definicja Network 21. Sieć marketingowa dla biznesu i produktów firmy Amway.
Poznałem szczęśliwych ludzi z Amwaya. Powiedzieli mi, że jeśli będę sprzedawał produkty ich firmy i wciągnę do tego biznesu jak najwięcej swoich przyjaciół, będę bardzo bogaty. Spełnią się moje marzenia, a przede wszystkim rozwinę swoją osobowość. Zostanę udziałowcem najwspanialszej korporacji na świecie.
Jest to najmądrzejszy system, który w ogóle, ja uważam, człowiek wymyślił. W tym systemie człowiek im bardziej inteligentny, tym ma więcej problemów. A w tym systemie się nie wolno zastanawiać. To jest po prostu praca, która jest do wykonania.
Chciałbym przestrzec tutaj wszystkich, że nie jest to żadna piramida taka, jaką skończono wojną domową w Albanii. Network marketing jest zupełnie innym systemem, który trzeba dokładnie zrozumieć.
Tego systemu nie musimy rozumieć. Niekoniecznie my to musimy zrozumieć, żeby ten system robić.
Na pewno, jeżeli ktoś usłyszy plan po raz pierwszy, na pewno go nie rozumie.
Ja na przykład nie akceptuję takiego bezgranicznego entuzjazmu, bo on może się przerodzić w coś, co się nazywa partią polityczną, w ruch społeczny, w sektę religijną, czy w religię jakąś. Mnie osobiście takie rzeczy nie interesują. Mnie interesuje to, co jest tu z istotą. Istotą jest przecież robienie biznesu.
Zagwarantowali mi, że będę bardzo bogaty. A pasty do zębów za 300 000 i proszku do prania za prawie 1 000 000 złotych nikt nie chciał ode mnie kupować. Pozostało mi liczyć na rozwój osobowości. A tymczasem stałem się śmieszny dla rodziny, przyjaciół, co gorsza również dla mojej dziewczyny. Dobrze, że skończyło się tylko na śmieszności. Słyszałem, że niektórzy po stracie dorobku życia lądują w szpitalu psychiatrycznym.
Ja zawsze pamiętam, przypomina mi się ta historia o tym człowieku, nazywał się Jones, w południowej Ameryce, gdzieś w dżungli.
He was in some sort of funny cult.
I to była jakiś kult, sekta religijna.
He got 950 people.
On znalazł sobie 950 osób.
And they drank poison cordial to commit suicide.
I oni wszyscy wypili truciznę, żeby umrzeć.
If he could find 950 people who want to kill themselves,
jeżeli on był w stanie znaleźć 950 osób, które były przygotowane na to, żeby się zabić.
Do you think you could find 3 people in all of Poland who want to make some money?
Czy jesteście w stanie znaleźć, myślicie, że znajdziecie 3 osoby w Polsce, które chciałyby zacząć zarabiać pieniądze?
That was disgusting. It's what MLMs do to your time and financial freedom. Like Amway.
Ja jako były pracownik aparatu partyjnego byłem zaskoczony tym, że tylu ciekawie uśmiechających się ludzi, klaszczących, podrygujących w rytm muzyki. Zaskoczyło mnie to absolutnie i skojarzyłem sobie to z jakimś partajtagiem, z jakąś niesamowitą fetą, co w tym czasie, w 1993 roku, było dla mnie absolutnie zdumieniem, bo po prostu nie wierzyłem w to, że tylu ludzi szczęśliwych w tym ciężkim czasie transformacji ustrojowej może się znaleźć.
I my budujemy ten biznes największą
Must have been in the
korporacją
Republican Party.
handlu sieciowego na świecie. I to jest korporacja Amway. Amway? Może dzwoniliście wczoraj do kogoś i powiedział wam przez telefon: Amway? Amway? Nie, nie przyjdę. Słyszeliście już to? Czy rozumiecie coś z tego? Ja też nic nie rozumiem. Ja przed kilkoma laty też mówiłem: Amway? Nie. Dlatego, że ja źle spotkałem ten biznes. Co to znaczy? To, że nie biznes jest zły, tylko zupełnie przypadkowi ludzie pokazali mi ten biznes. Firma Amway dzisiaj współpracuje z największymi firmami na świecie. Bosch, Siemens, Canon, Minolta, IBM, General Motors, Porsche, Pierre Cardin i wymieniajcie jeszcze, jakie chcecie firmy. Około 600 do 800 firm. I nie Amway chodzi i prosi tych ludzi, tak jak my może niektórych próbujemy prosić do Amway. Błąd. Te firmy przychodzą i proszą Amway o to, że mogą z nim współpracować.
I mamy tutaj jeszcze na sali ludzi, którzy mają już dyrektorski klub lidera. I są ci ludzie, którzy naprawdę są wspaniałym przykładem tutaj w mieście Łodzi i tylko. Bardzo proszę.
Ja służyłem w wojsku 30 lat, z tego 20 lat latałem na samolotach. Wydawałoby się, że powinien mieć przyszłość zapewnioną i to dobrą. No niestety, to podstawy, jakie ja otrzymałem od państwa, cały czas maleje. W ciągu 6 lat praktycznie zmniejszył się o połowę. I gdybym czekał biernie na to, co się wydarzy, no to nie mógłbym jednak spełnić tej roli, jaką powinien spełnić każda głowa domu. Jest takie słowa odpowiedzialność za swoją rodzinę i trzeba jednak robić wszystko, żeby ta rodzina była bezpieczna, przede wszystkim finansowo. Bo to daje spokój też w innych dziedzinach. I dlatego ten biznes robimy.
Dobry wieczór Państwu, nazywam się Ewa Zimnicka. Proszę Państwa, Życie kłada nam czasami różne figle, mnie również kładało trudnego figla. Otóż straciłam męża, który był dla mnie naprawdę bardzo, bardzo drogą osobą i zdawało mi się, że już właściwie nie wiadomo, po co ja żyję i wszystko jest nieważne dookoła i byłam bardzo załamana. I w tym momencie zadzwonił telefon. Moi przyjaciele zapytali mnie, mimo że wiedzieli, w jakim jestem stanie, jednak dali mi tę szansę, zapytali, czy nie byłabyś zainteresowana zarabiać pieniądze dodatkowo? I proszę Państwa, zaprosili mnie, pokazali mi tego koncept i powiedziałam, wiecie, ja nie wiem, ja nigdy nie zajmowałam się biznesem. Powiedzieli, nic się nie przejmuj, my Ci pomożemy, będziemy to robić razem, pokażemy Ci krok po kroku. I wzięłam takie materiały ze sobą, właśnie taką niebieską teczkę. I Państwo przeczytałam to dokładnie. Nie mogłam spać w nocy, byłam pełna emocji. Zapaliłam światło, wynotowałam sobie pytania, nie mogłam się doczekać następnego spotkania, kiedy będę mogła te wszystkie szczegóły i wątpliwości jakoś sobie wyjaśnić. Proszę Państwa, nie żałuję. Będę zawsze wdzięczna do końca życia moim przyjaciołom, którzy nie zapomnieli o mnie. I proszę Państwa, Państwo postąpicie do tych spotkaniu, jak będziecie uważali, ale przemyślcie tę sprawę i dokonajcie wyboru.
Dlaczego rozpoczynaliśmy ten biznes w końcu? Mieliśmy do tego ku temu 3 główne powody. Pierwszy był dużo pieniędzy, reklam. Drugi był gotówka, masę. Ten 3 powody na początku. I potem jeszcze nie w przypadku, że wszyscy mówią o tym spotkaniu. My pojechaliśmy 3 tygodnie potem, nie pamiętam dokładnie, na taki typu spotkanie w Budapeszcie. I tam zobaczyłem, że ten biznes troszeczkę mówi o innych rzeczy niż tylko pieniądze. Tam był, takie powiem, bez przesady, 12 000 wariat. To cieszył się życie, to był uśmiechnięty, to nie tak jak te normalni ludzie, smutni, tylko jakoś nie, dobrze czuli się. To dla mnie był trochę to nienormalny. I ja też stałem się takim nienormalnym i bardzo dobrze czuję się w tym role, można powiedzieć dzisiaj. Życzę Wam jak najlepsza decyzja. Jeśli lubicie przygodę.
Okay, so that was the first segment of it. What are your thoughts, Beth?
Well, so far, I have heard about how there was a veteran preyed on and a widow preyed on, and that wasn't fun. Other than that, I'm not impressed.
The widow really, really bothered me. And also, I think something that got me was the music and the clapping and the in unison and going, whoa, or whatever they said together. That was really uncomfortable.
That guy basically said, listen, if Jim Jones can get 950 people to drink Kool-Aid in a mass suicide murder, I always put before the word suicide for a reason, by the way, then you can get 3 people to sign up for Amway. That was his sales pitch.
Yep.
Which is disgusting. And then, people clapped. I don't know why. But they did for a very long time. As you pointed out, it was an extended period of clapping and light work, like spotlights in the audience. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what we're celebrating.
Well, as
but this guy basically is,
Before we came on, there is the Friday Night Live of Lynn and Ron on Passive that's going on right now. And I saw Marty talk, just a few seconds of it. So as I'm watching this, right, in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's really not all that different in terms of the indoctrination into the belief system, selling the dream, selling the hope that this thing, whatever that thing's name is going to transform and change your life. And all you have to do is follow the plan. And for on passive, it's just, well, you can just be passive or you build your team in advance. With Amway, it's like you just have to find a couple of people. That's all you got to do. And then you're going to be able to teach them.
The big part that they always use too that sticks out to me is it's all about your personal development and wanting to better yourself, which I feel that a lot of us have that instinct naturally. Like all of us want to be the best people we can be. We all have skills we like to get better at, talents we want to get better at. Like for most of us, that's a very natural way of life. So they really try to prey on the fact that these businesses are going to give you like some kind of secret piece that you won't be able to get anywhere else. That's going to give you the answer to how to do all that properly. And then also through that, it'll make you rich and you'll gain power and money and status via your business.
And your life transforms.
Yeah, and your whole life. So to me, it's not just about like the indoctrination and manipulation about the money or the business. Like we've said, like they take over your entire life. Like
it's transforming your personality.
Yeah, like they want to be a part of your transformation in every single way, emotionally, mentally, how you form as a person. Like every bit, which is why I think I get so scared when they prey on like young people that are like first coming into the workforce, because it's like
exactly
that's when you're really trying to discover who you are and find yourself in this world, and just the thought of these things coming in and just is really gross to me.
In my research, like, okay, when I was looking at some of the top Huns in Beachbody, the MLM that I joined, those who are at the top, that you see their same names year after year after year after year of up there. It's like they all started in their 20s. And then when I've done research into others, these people like for Vima selling Verb, Alex Morton was in college. I mean, all these people very, very young. It fundamentally changes the core of who you are.
It does. And then think of how hard it would be to get out. Like I joined in my late 20s and it was hard for me to get out because I think I was just lucky to grow up in my little world. I knew about scams and that kind of thing. So I was a little bit luckier. So in college and stuff, they didn't get me. But
I was in my 50s.
Like I look back at how vulnerable I was as a person back then, which is really vulnerable, and like other things that I got into, and I'm like, holy crap, if I would have gotten into this at that age, like I could be really screwed up right now today. And I think that's why I have a hard time hating on the Huns that like completely. Sometimes if they're high up, if you look into their past and you see like, they're a young person still, they're in their late 20s, but they got into these things at age 18. It's like, can you blame them? Because it's also like a lot of these middle-aged men like this dude right here on the screen for Amway that almost like act like they're going to take these young people under their wing and like show them the way. And it's those people that I blame more because I feel like they should know better.
Yeah. But, to juxtapose that, when we look at the people and on passive, by and by, most people are, I'd say, seasoned. They're in their 40s, 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
And that is equally
and I
as
think that's why I have
as going after the young people with these. It's just like, it's like those two extremes, of whether are targeted.
Yeah, I think that's why too, when it comes to on passive, why I don't have a hard time looking at those people wrong, because they do know better.
Yeah.
They should know better.
Well, they should know, but the people at the top, the Martys, the Reds, the Marinas, the Susies, all of those, they know what's going on. And the people that they're preying on, because they're in developing countries and they're older and they are desperate, I don't think they should know better, because they're all just looking to somehow fulfill their lives in some way. And this thing comes along, and you know, when you don't have a lot of access to education and other resources, the buzzwords that Ash throws out and the other higher ups throw out, it may sound like it's actually something. And that's
Well,
gonna
I
help.
think that's why a lot of times they do talk personal development, because let's be real, you can talk bullshit about that all day long, and it makes you sound like you know what you're talking about. A lot of these products too aren't. I think that's Ash's problem, is that he's trying to make high-tech products. A lot of the other MLMs don't really have high-tech products. They're not that hard to explain, use certain lingo, buzzwords with. And a lot of it is just manipulation with buzzwords and language and how they word things and repetition.
The repetition. All right, this next bit is about 15 minutes.
Developing countries don't know.
So let's see how this progresses.
Za ten biznes będzie naprawdę budować wam. Jeśli nie lubicie przygodę, wtedy będziecie polubić.
Jednym z pierwszych dystrybutorów bezpośrednich w Polsce był pan Marian Woźniak ze swoją żoną Ireną. Ja tylko przypomnę, że w pewnym okresie czasu ten człowiek był trzecią osobą w państwie po Edwardzie Gierku, a zakończył swoją karierę już po wicepremierowaniu polskiego rządu jako ambasador Polski w Chinach, co dla mnie stanowiło niesamowitą inspirację do działania, bowiem no, tak wysoka osoba w państwie, a zajęła się tym, co kiedyś nasi przeciwnicy
You don't say.
biznesem.
I tak jak obiecałem, pokażę wam, jak to zrobić. To jest tak proste. I pierwszy punkt w biznesie to, że powinniście mieć marzenie. I ja wierzę, że przyszliście tutaj dzisiaj z marzeniem. Tak? Ale nie martwcie się. Jeżeli nie macie marzenia, to posiejcie je i pielęgnujcie. O, właśnie marzenie.
Jeżeli mamy marzenia, to po prostu dążmy do nich. Marzenia muszą być pielęgnowane przede wszystkim. O marzeniach musimy przypominać sobie codziennie. Marzenia gdzieś powinniśmy sobie zapisać. Powinniśmy obracać się również w świecie osób, które osiągnęły sukces i cały czas pamiętać o tych naszych marzeniach. Jeżeli obracamy się wśród osób, które mają sukces, po prostu my równocześnie osiągamy ten sukces, czyli dążymy, mamy ten cel swój wytoczony. Natomiast jeżeli obracamy się w świecie ludzi biednych, słuchajcie, stajemy się po prostu biednymi.
Tak, to jest prawda. I możecie mieć marzenia. Marzenia są za darmo. Witajcie w życiu. Potrzebujesz mieć cyngiel. Co jest twoim cynglem, człowieku? Co sprawi, że wypalisz? Niektórzy mówią, ja nie wiem, co to jest to marzenie. Ja im mówię, popatrz, tu mam pistolet. Jest w nim kula. I przykładam ci ten pistolet do głowy. I mówię ci, masz 90 dni na to, żebyś dwukrotnie zwiększył objętość swojego networku, bo inaczej cię rozstrzela. I jest takie mnóstwo martwych ludzi na świecie. I ci ludzie obudzą się jutro rano i nie będą mieć marzenia. Dlatego ci ludzie nie lubią ludzi z biznesu Amway. Bo my jesteśmy zwycięzcami.
Czy pan kiedyś myślał na temat swojej przyszłości? Jakby pan ją chciał widzieć?
Jeżeli chodzi o dalsze perspektywy, to nie mam sprecyzowanego celu.
A czego by pan chciał w ogóle w życiu?
W życiu w ogóle tego
Tak,
ogólnie
dla siebie.
no, wie pani, nie mam tak, na przykład do końca tego roku Mazda 626 V6. No na razie, a później zobaczymy.
Wie pan, to jest ogromne i piękne marzenie. Gdyby była taka sytuacja, że ma pan bardzo, bardzo dużo pieniędzy, no ja wiem, rzędu 200 milionów miesięcznie, to będzie 20 000 nowych złotych i ma pan w jednym miesiącu 20 milionów. Na co pan by wydał te pieniądze?
Tak w jednym miesiącu?
W jednym miesiącu. Co by pan z nimi zrobił?
No, odłożyłbym na konto.
No dobrze, przychodzi następny miesiąc, znowu pan ma 20.
Niech sobie rośnie.
No dobrze, a następny miesiąc.
Następny i następny.
I następny.
No w końcu mnie podjął z konta.
Wyciągnąłby pan z konta. I co? Kupiłby pan to piękne auto. No ale pieniądze znowu.
Była her illegal income claim.
No trudno mi powiedzieć, bo
No niech pan chwilę pomyśli.
pomyślę chwilę. No to...
Cały czas następne pieniądze, a może nawet byłoby ich coraz więcej. Co by pan z nimi zrobił?
Trudno mi powiedzieć.
A widzi pan, a trzeba się zastanowić, pomyśleć.
Może nie tak od razu, może najpierw trzeba trochę mieć, żeby myśleć, co będzie, jak będę miał jeszcze więcej.
Nie, właśnie to w ten sposób musimy myśleć, czego pragniemy, a pieniądze przychodzą automatycznie.
Myślisz, mówisz, masz. Jeżeli myślisz, że będziesz biedny i mówisz, że jesteś biedny, to jesteś po prostu biedny, masz tą biedę.
Bieda nie jest stanem materialnym.
I'm a millionaire.
To jest stan świadomości. Jeśli ktoś się na nią skazuje,
Not working.
I kolejny punkt to to, że trzeba zrobić listę nazwisk. Robicie 50 nazwisk. Czy znacie może 50 osób, które chciałyby lepiej żyć i więcej zarabiać? 50. Ktoś powiedział tylko 50. Czyli byście otworzyli dzisiaj hotel i tylko 50 nazwisk na liście? Plajta. Jeżeli uruchomilibyście firmę przewozową i tylko 50 osób na liście? Plajta. W tym biznesie 50 osób musimy zapisać. Czy musimy się zastanawiać, kto to będzie? Musimy to zrobić zgodnie z tą broszurą. Pisać. Każdy z tych ludzi jest w stanie wypisać 50 nazwisk. Ile to jest? 50 razy 50? 2,5 tysiąca. My nie robimy listy tych, którzy się przyłączą. My robimy listę podejrzanych, którzy mogą się przyłączyć, ale wcale nie muszą. I listę tą musimy sporządzić w kilku egzemplarzach, to jest już technika. I najważniejsze jest to, żeby pan w swojej głowie nie selekcjonował ludzi. Punkt 1. Chciałbym usłyszeć 3 najaktywniejszych ludzi, jakich pan zna.
To znaczy, to obojętnie, czy to są krewni, znajomi.
Zupełnie obojętnie. Zupełnie obojętna płeć.
Imiona i nazwiska tylko, tak?
Potrzebujemy telefon, ale to możemy za chwilę uzupełnić, korzystając z książki telefonicznej, czy tutaj z kalendarza.
No nie ma żadnego problemu.
3 najaktywniejszych ludzi.
Dobrze. Arkadiusz Ratajczyk. Adam Zaręba.
Ja zapytam, czy mają żony, czy dziewczyny.
No, pierwszy ma żonę.
Potrzebujemy od razu imię żony.
Żona Cecylia.
Później 3 najmilsze osoby, jak pan zna. Bardzo miłe osoby. I nie mogą to być te.
Tak?
Miłe, sympatyczne.
Proszę bardzo. Marzena Gonera.
Teraz zapytam 3 osoby, której najlepiej powodzi się finansowo, więc moglibyśmy powiedzieć 3 najbogatsze osoby, jakie pan zna.
To znaczy z mojego grona.
Tak, oczywiście. Przyjaciół, znajomych, bliskich. Ludzi, którzy są mniej więcej. Nie będziemy oglądać zeznania podatkowego. No, ludzie, którzy w miarę dobrze prosperują. Tak jak pan widzi, nie minęło kilka chwil, mamy już 9 nazwisk. Są to na pewno bardzo wartościowe osoby i to można ciągle powielać. I istotą tego, że na pewno nie wypiszemy tutaj całej populacji ludzkiej, możemy wpisać 5,5 miliarda, ale stosując metody powielania. Że Pan przygotował dla mnie taki egzemplarz kolegi z pracy. W tej chwili też już Pan udziela się zawodowo w pewną grupę, gdzie spotykamy się, więc szef na pewno, szef ma na pewno żonę, na pewno jest jakaś sekretarka w naszej firmie, księgowa, a więc trzeba po kolei to wypisać i spróbuję kilka nazwisk. To wspaniałe, nie każdy będzie używał produktu. Czy lekarza domowego ma Pan?
No akurat w tym przypadku to mi nic nie przychodzi do głowy, ale ponieważ leżałem w szpitalu...
Świetnie. To nie świetnie, że Pan leżał.
Ale ponieważ leżałem w szpitalu, właśnie przypomniałem sobie, że sporo znajomości stamtąd też może, bo to jest taki zamknięty krąg, prawda, szpitalny, z kliniki, więc może zacznijmy tak od
tych najmniejszych.
Od tych najmniejszych pielęgniarek, dobrze?
Podejrzewam. Jak Pan myśli, ile taka pielęgniarka może znać ludzi?
No, bardzo dużo. Więcej, nawet dużo więcej.
Czy zna Pan może kogoś, kto chodzi w okularach?
O, to może wyselekcjonować z tych, czy jeszcze?
Oprócz tych, he?
Oj kurczę.
Tak,
muszę
Now we're playing Clue.
Czy może zna Pan kogoś, kto nosi brodę albo wąsy?
No, znalazłem się parę osób, tak. Nie wiem, czy już nie był Grzesiu Grabowski.
To jest wspaniałe, że Pan zainwestował w to. I to
Well, people with blue eyes.
Pan zarobi na tym telefonie.
Nie, powiem Panu, że już się udało.
Udało się. Po to jest. Czy zna Pan? Zna Pan swoich fryzjerów?
Hang it up. Do you know your barber?
Czy uczęszcza Pan na siłownię?
Do you know his barber?
No i kolejna grupa, wakacje.
Jim?
To jest duża grupa.
You know a Jim?
Czy wystarczy tylko napisać na kartkę tą listę? Nie. Wtedy musicie poprosić, kto Was dzisiaj zaprosił, żeby z Wami przepracował tą listę. I co? Wykonać telefony. Halo? Co robisz w piątek?
Hello? Not this!
Czy możemy się spotkać? To wszystko jest tutaj w tej broszurze i na tych kasetach. Czy musicie im wyjaśnić ten cały biznes? Ja to robiłem kiedyś, wierzcie. Nikt nie przychodził. A ja płaciłem duże rachunki za telefon. Uważajcie, telefony drożeją. Króciutko. Zaciekawić.
No to cóż, to pokażę Panu teraz, w jaki sposób pracujemy, już konkretnie. Do tego celu nam bardzo dobrze pomaga w pracy telefon.
This is so cringe. This is a telephone.
Skutecznie, żeby przyszedł, prawda? Żeby posłuchał, co Ten ktoś, kto odbierze telefon, usłyszy nawet nasz głos. I
say hello!
Słyszeć, że jesteśmy radośni,
They hear us on the phone.
mamy coś wspaniałego do zaproponowania jemu. Nasz entuzjazm od razu będzie przez niego usłyszany w słuchawce, prawda? Czyli dobrze byłoby, żebyśmy moment przed zabraniem
This is like Ash explaining the login.
I bardzo szybko zakończyć rozmowę.
Tylko, że mam tutaj takie wrażenie, że jak ja udaję, że się spieszę, bo przecież mi się nie spieszy. Jak ja udaję, że się spieszę, ktoś mi może odebrać tak... Coś bardzo szybko musi załatwić.
Nie musimy się aż tak bardzo spieszyć, żebyśmy nie mogli ani słowa zamienić. No, musimy to robić z pewnym wyczuciem. Ja myślę, że to wyczucie przyjdzie. Jeżeli wykonamy kilka telefonów, każdy następny, zobaczy Pan, będzie po prostu lepszy od poprzedniego. No troszkę praktyki tutaj tak samo przydaje się. Także ten pośpiech, no bez przesady, no możemy nagle w pewnym momencie użyć takiego wykrętu, że jeśli czujemy, że ta osoba nas bardzo mocno wypytuje i chcemy po prostu skończyć rozmowę, nie przedłużać jej, możemy powiedzieć: słuchaj, ja Cię bardzo przepraszam, ale właśnie ktoś dzwoni do drzwi. Przy spotkaniu porozmawiamy sobie jeszcze, a teraz przepraszam Cię przekończyć. Będzie to taktowne, w miarę takie do uwierzenia, prawda? No czasami kobieta na przykład może...
We're the ones trying to get off the phone, not them.
Także musimy być w miarę naturalni.
Oh my God, that was so sexy.
Teatrze w życiu, prawda? I uczymy się takich różnych zachowań, więc możemy to troszeczkę tak użyć. To na przykład, co by Pan zrobił, gdyby ten ktoś zapraszany powiedział: no dobrze, ale o co chodzi? Umiałby Pan odpowiedzieć?
No przez telefon nie da się powiedzieć, określić tego planu, czyli przyjdź, porozmawiamy na ten temat.
Myślę, że byłoby dobrze, żeby w tym momencie
This
powiedzieć...
is like how an alpha male
Świetne
makes a
pytanie.
bad
Słuchaj,
day.
jak będziesz, porozmawiamy właśnie na ten temat. I wybacz, że nie mogę z tobą teraz dłużej porozmawiać, bo wiesz, no, muszę jeszcze do tylu osób zadzwonić. Jeżeli ktoś by zapytał pana, a czy to nie Amway? Co by pan odpowiedział?
Nie wiem, a co mam odpowiedzieć.
Myślę, że wszystkim nie trzeba kłamać. Dlatego, że nasza współpraca między partnerami zawsze opiera się na zaufaniu.
Ale tu widzę jakąś sprzeczność, bo wcześniej pani powiedziała, że można kłamać.
Jak powiedziałam?
No na przykład mięso mi się przypala albo coś takiego.
To nie jest kłamstwo dotyczące w jakiś sposób firmy, tylko to jest taki troszkę mały, drobny wykręt, żeby zakończyć rozmowę. Powinniśmy się starać być szczerzy. Czy to nie, prawda, jeżeli padnie pytanie?
Ja bym powiedział, a co wiesz na to?
This is a white lie.
Żeby pan powiedział tak.
We just don't tell the bad ones about the company.
Odpowiedzieć w ten sposób. Słuchaj,
Can lie about everything else.
Powiedz mi wreszcie, o co chodzi. I wtedy co się dzieje? Ta osoba zwykle mówi co? A wiesz, to polega na wciskaniu produktów, bieganiu od drzwi do drzwi. I co pan wtedy dalej odpowie? No słuchaj, chyba nie sądzisz, że ja mógłbym w czymś, do czegoś takiego ciebie zapraszać. Ja sam absolutnie nie chciałbym robić czegoś takiego. Albo jeżeli ktoś powie, słuchaj, czy to nie Amway? Wtedy możemy powiedzieć również, czy słyszałeś coś o organizacji Network 21? Powie nie. No słuchaj, no to wobec tego przyjdź, porozmawiamy.
Musimy założyć też pewien margines kłamstewek. Margines kłamstewek.
Oh my God!
Was that just cringy
I
or
love-
what?
I love how that woman gave us a whole phone tutorial. She was like, this is a phone. You pick it up, you dial their
It'll
number.
be helpful.
When they answer it, they can hear your voice. So I was like, thanks, Sharon, for letting us know how the phone works. It felt like I was listening to Ash give us login instructions again for a moment. And this whole thing is cringe. But I do like the dude she was teaching for at least being like, well, you told me.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that too. And now you're saying I should.
I was like, well, at least I appreciate that. That was good. But here it is where we have to establish little white lies. And you'll notice her response was, oh, but we're not lying about the company.
Yeah.
No, you can lie about. You can lie about anything else.
And before her, that other dude, who are the three nicest people that you know?
Oh my God, I felt like we were playing.
It's like, oh, good
he was like, do you
Lord.
know anyone that has glasses?
But see,
do you know anyone that has a mustache?
This was from 96, 97. I can't remember which year, but it was from the 90s. But what they're showing in this is literally what still happens today. It hasn't changed.
It's just, this is before all the laws really came into effect where they had to start hiding it. So this is literally how all these businesses actually think. Like, that's actually how they think. I remember being in It Works and having them make me write out a list of 100 people, not 50, by the way, 100 in that one.
I had 100 too.
And it was a very similar, I mean, we didn't play a game of Clue. They didn't come right out and say, like, who are the three nicest, meaning the ones you could manipulate the most easy, people that you know. But they would be like, you know, who's 5 people that you've worked with? Who's 5 people you went to school with? Who's 5 people that you maybe just know from Facebook? Things like that, which isn't much different than, do you know 5 people with glasses or a mustache? It's not that much different. By the way, I might have to end this stream so that I can go take a roast out of the oven, because apparently that's all us women do, is we cook and get our roasts out of the oven. And my favorite was the irony of her telling him how he could end the phone call When let's be real, who's the real person ending these phone calls? This dude or the people he's calling?
The people he's calling. And I appreciate what
They're
Chris
the
said.
ones that are going to be like, I gotta go.
Chris says, I was a captain in the Army Reserve. A major called me and invited me to coffee with a friend to show me a new opportunity. I asked if it was Amway. He said he didn't think so. It was Amway. And that's typical how it goes.
Do you know what? Your friend might not have known.
Yeah,
They've
they
even
not
done
have
that.
known, but
They'll pull in somebody that you're going to a job interview. I actually had a friend of mine get pulled in on LinkedIn because they said, hey, you're going to come to a job interview. And then they said it was like a job process. So you had to go through 3 interviews in order to make it. Right? They make it sound like
Amway just draws it out.
to a job interview. Yeah, so it took her until the 3rd one. She made it through. Everyone makes it through, by the way. Made it through the first 2, and then on the 3rd one is kind of when they let you know. But until the 3rd interview she was in, she was like, I don't even really know the company I was doing, and this was before we knew anything about MLMs. It was before I was in, before any of that. So we were just like, this is weird. And then when she found out, she was kind of like, yeah, like they didn't tell any information until the 3rd interview. For some people, they're already like in deep at that time. But they'll also bring in other people and they'll be like, hey, they told me I could bring a friend. So like your friend might have just been one of those people on their 2nd interview thinking that they were helping you out, and you both find out together it's Amway, and you're both sitting there like, oops, this sucks. I've literally heard of that before. I've heard of them doing group meetings. With like a group of people,
And
like it's going to be a group.
They do house meetings. And one of the things that also struck me was the woman who was like, well, have you heard of Network 21, whatever it was that she said, which made me think of like Worldwide Dream Builders, which is one of the teams, the Amway team. So if you say something that they may not be familiar with, like Network 21, Worldwide Dream Builders, then you're not going to really know that it's Amway. But even if it's one of those groups, what they're selling you is still Amway. You know, it's always Amway.
But that's the thing. I think that was what their original Worldwide Dream Builders was. It was called that, I believe. They've had a few sister companies to kind of like hide.
There's a number of them. All the
they've had like a whole bunch over the years.
Because I want to say Jaeger, and Jaeger died just a couple of years ago, or it was last year or something. I don't know. Recently, had the and he's was out of North or South Carolina, and that's what made me kind of think that Shanann wants maybe that she was connected to his team based on where she was located because she had lived in the Carolinas. All right, we have the last segment of this, I believe, which is a little over 12 minutes. So let's go ahead and watch the rest of it.
Stewek. Bo z reguły, jak jeszcze człowiek czegoś nie ma, no to w tych marzeniach musi sam siebie okłamać. W tym systemie kłamstewek trzeba się tylko wystrzegać wierutnych kłamstw. Nie można czegoś tak zakłamać, żeby ludzie źle cię odebrali.
I co się dzieje dalej? Po planie marketingu pojawiają się 3 typy ludzi. A, B, C. Kto to jest A? A, wspaniały biznes. Ja buduję ten biznes. 50 nazwisk na listę. 200 napiszę jeszcze po południu. I wykonuję telefony. Kupuję od razu biznes. Rejestruję działalność. Startuję. To jest ten A. Kupuję te wszystkie bilety i kasety. Wszystko kupuję. Jest A. Czy chcielibyście być w życiu A? Czy C? A więc bądźmy A. Osoba typu B to jest osoba, która co powie? Ja bym to robił, ale ja nie mam czasu. My też szukamy takich ludzi, którzy nie mają czasu. A czy kupujesz pastę, mydło, szampon, witaminy, telefon? I ja dzisiaj rano myłem włosy.
Później założyłem sobie balsam na włosy, dzięki Bogu jeszcze, mogę się pochwalić, mam dużo włosów. Później użyłem trochę lakieru. Później, moi drodzy, zacząłem się golić. Tak. Pianka, teraz jeszcze nie ma, krem po goleniu. Później umyłem zęby, to zawsze. Szczoteczka też nasza! Później założyłem czystą bieliznę, upraną w tych produktach. Później założyłem buty. Oczyściłem, coś brudne już dzisiaj, nie? I moi drodzy, użyłem później perfum, tak? Później odświeżyłem sobie usta. Później, przed spotkaniem, połknąłem jeszcze kilka witamin. Biznes jest tak prosty. Być 100% użytkownikiem. I co później? Ludzie pytają, skąd masz takie piękne włosy? Dlaczego ci nie wypadają, a mi wypadają? Dlaczego? Dlaczego tak ładnie wyglądasz? Jesteś taki pachnący. I co się dzieje? Obrót, obrót, obrót.
Super. I kolejny punkt to to, że mamy taśmy. Wiecie, co to za siła? Ile Leszek Edna. Czasem ludzie, którzy też oszaleli i wrócili z Australii do Polski, nie? Tam mieli swój hotel, zostawili hotel i to wszystko wrócili do Polski i mydło sprzedają, wiecie? Perwersyjne, co ci ludzie robią. I ja słucham na tych kasetach te historie. Ciągle słucham. I co tydzień nowa taka kaseta przychodzi. I za tydzień znowu nowa. I jeszcze w międzyczasie dla liderów nowa. I ja te kasety wkładam i słucham. I słucham. I słucham. Dlatego mi dzisiaj się łatwiej mówi. I zachwyt z tych kaset. I słuchajcie tych kaset. Dzień i noc słuchajcie tych kaset. I ja słucham. Ile kosztuje kaseta? Dużo pieniędzy. 16 zł. Ten plastik nie kosztuje wiele.
Tapes are so 90s.
Informacja.
Pamiętajcie,
Now this is a very special technique you can practice in the mirror.
to jest bardzo specjalna technika, którą powinniście praktykować przed lustrem.
You got to learn to stand like this.
Macie się nauczyć tak właśnie w takiej pozycji stanąć,
Go like this.
trzymać tak kasetę,
Smile like an idiot.
uśmiechać się jak idiota
And do this.
i robić coś takiego.
It's your morning exercise.
To jest wasze ranne ćwiczenie.
Okay? Now what you do,
Co w tej chwili robicie?
what we would do is, better to leave the tapes in the case. It's sharper.
Najlepiej, jeżeli zostawiacie takie kasety w tych opakowaniach, są ostrzejsze.
So I arrived at this guy's house.
Więc ja podjechałem do tego domu, do tego faceta. Zapukałem. Uśmiech.
They opened the door, see you standing there.
Otworzyli drzwi i zobaczyli, że stoicie tam.
Their face is, the Amway guy.
A jego twarz była, to jest ten facet z Amwaya.
They're usually not excited to see you.
A w tym momencie naprawdę, normalnie oni nie są podekscytowani zobaczyć cię jeszcze raz.
Say, I was listening to this tape and I was thinking about you. Here, listen.
I ja powiedziałem, ja słuchałem tej...
Who are you? Get off my lawn!
Masz to, posłuchaj.
And you push it in his face.
I momentalnie pchasz tą taśmę w jego twarz.
When the tape is coming for their eyes.
W momencie, kiedy ta kaseta prosto idzie w jego oczy,
fast,
szybko,
they grab it.
Oni łapią to.
They never lose an eye, never.
Oni nigdy nie chcą stracić oczu.
Now he's got a tape in his hand.
W tym momencie macie to, co chcieliście osiągnąć. Taśmę w jego dłoni.
When you walk into your next follow-up,
kiedy pójdziecie do następnego swojego follow-up, następne spotkanie,
walk in like this.
Wejdźcie w ten sposób. Puk, puk, puk.
They say, can we get you something to drink?
Oni zapytają, czy możemy dać tobie coś do picia? Tak.
They say, would you like a seat?
Czy chcesz usiąść? Zapytają. Tak.
Then eventually they say, what's that in your mouth?
I w końcu może się zorientują i zapytają, a co trzymasz w zębach?
I'm glad you asked.
I wtedy wyciągnę i powie, o, cieszę się, że zapytałeś o to. uczyć wszystkich naokoło.
No limit, get them out there.
Patrzmy do grupy, w grupę, duplikacja.
Get the duplication out, get the tapes out.
To jest jedyna droga, żeby duplikować.
Then you could be lying on
Stop
the
throwing
beach.
stuff at me,
Możecie
sir.
położyć na placu w Hawajach,
You're in Hawaii, just getting a suntan.
zbierać słoneczne promyki,
Oh, your business is flying.
a biznes rozwija się.
Bardzo wielu ludzi, którzy przyjeżdżają do nas z zachodu, tych diamentów, szmaragdów, innych naszych dystrybutorów o określonych
That
kwalifikacjach,
role plays
już ma
over.
ten luz związany z kasą, którą mają w kieszeni. My jeszcze tej kasy nie mamy, ale już się czujemy tak, jak powinniśmy się czuć. Już ten sukces jest zawiązany w naszej podświadomości. I tak trzeba trzymać, tak trzeba postępować, takim trzeba być. Człowiekiem sukcesu, który już ma go zaprogramowany.
90 dni na wypracowanie nowych pozytywnych przyzwyczajeń. I my tutaj mamy taki arkusz. Ten arkusz jest
They're trying
podzielony
to
na
program us.
miesiące. I możemy sobie tutaj zaznaczyć,
Scared.
czy wypełniamy każdego dnia solidnie pewne nawyki, które pomogą nam budować swoją osobę, rozwinąć swoją osobowość. Pięknie się zaczyna. Czytam 30 minut rekomendowane książki.
Where are all the books wet? From this dude having them all in his mouth.
Uważam, że wszystkie książki, które napisano, przynajmniej dla młodzieży, są pozytywne. Ja przypomniałam sobie taką książkę, którą czytałam w wieku 10 lat. Nie pamiętam, jakiego była autora, ponieważ w wieku 10 lat nie zwracałam uwagi, kto napisał jakąś tam książkę. Wiem, że miała tytuł głównej bohaterki, był to tytuł Polianna. I co mnie zaciekawiło w tej książce, oczywiście nie wiedziałam, że to jest jakaś tam pozytywna książka, wtedy do mnie do głowy w ogóle nie przyszło, ale była to dziewczynka, nieduża, która straciła rodziców, była całkowitą sierotą i wychowywana była przez dalekich krewnych. I w miasteczku, do którego przybyła,
She didn't join Amway.
coś takiego, że wszyscy byli szczęśliwi. Mnie najbardziej utkwiło w pamięci, jak ta mała dziewczynka wytłumaczyła tą światowi,
Didn't join Amway?
że te kule są dla niego dobrodziejstwem. To znaczy, może dzięki temu chodzić, może sobie wyjść wiosną do ogródka, popatrzeć, jak kwitną jabłonie. To najśmieszniejsze, również może się tymi kulami odganiać od jakichś psów, kotów i tym podobnych zwierząt.
Jeżeli oglądamy telewizję i mówią, jakie to
What's that
są
have to do with
wojny,
Amway?
ile to było wypadków.
We can drive the Huns away with the crutches.
Nie mamy żadnego wpływu. A jednak gdzieś to zaczyna zakodowane być w naszej podświadomości. I my zaczynamy to pielęgnować. Zaczynamy się nad tym zastanawiać. A przecież nie o to chodzi, bo to nas nie dotyczy.
Tutaj przy tej telewizji myślę, może dla kogoś to dziennik
No,
telewizyjny jest bardzo
program
negatywny,
was-
jeżeli się tym bardzo ekscytuje na niekorzyść. Myślę, że musi też...
Damn news!
But I've never seen anybody
Ale nigdy nie widziałem nikogo
jump up and say it was the TV program that changed my life.
skaczącego i mówiącego, to był ten program w telewizji, który zmienił moje życie.
Never!
Nigdy.
So's fire, apparently. Just burn the books. Burn all the Amway tape. No!
Mam bardzo negatywnego męża. He says he will divorce me if I build this business. On powiedział, że się ze mną rozwiedzie, kiedy ja będę budować ten biznes. Apart from poison, is there anything else I can do? Czy oprócz trucizny jest coś innego, co mogłabym zrobić?
That escalated just a little bit. Never mind the crutches. We just went straight for the poison.
Wiecie, mężczyźni to jest prosta robota. You can get a man to do anything you want. Naprawdę, każdego mężczyznę możecie zrobić z nim wszystko, co chcecie. Sit up and bark like a dog. Możecie powiedzieć, żeby usiadł i szczegał jak pies. Roll over. Żeby się przekręcił. That's an easy one.
We just hate all genders here.
Do Amway. Zrób Amway.
We're sexist against them.
You can get a man to do anything. Wy możecie zrobić, żeby wasz mężczyzna zrobił absolutnie wszystko. We're talking 15 minutes. Tak naprawdę, my mówimy, no maksimum 15 minut potrzebujesz.
Maybe for you, sir.
We're all the same. My, mężczyźni, przecież wszędzie jesteśmy tacy sami.
Oh, don't.
To nie jest nasza wina.
I am so sorry to all of the men in our chat right now. On behalf of this creature.
All right.
They really hate everybody. Like, that was like sexist towards men and women at the same time.
It was.
Usually it's just one or the other. They're like men are like dogs. Women, just show some tit and you'll get your man to do anything, because men just, all they care about is sex, just 24/7. That's all they're about. Just flash them a little boob and they'll let you be in your MLM. It's okay. It's great to see what they think of humans. That goes to show you exactly what they think of people, though, and how people are just here for their business.
Well, I think it's just interesting watching all of that, because it goes back to, it's no different than the message that's told today. We have better technology. Things are, a bit different within society, but, and we have social media, and it's the same thing that Ash has talked about, getting rid of negative thoughts and all of that, and thinking positively, and mindset, that everything starts there. Johnny, I just saw your comment.
Johnny, don't worry, I'm not flashing this. No, but my whole thing is like, excuse me, internet, you want to, thank you. My whole thing though is that, like, it's really not different though. Like I said, like, yeah, society's changed a little bit, but I feel like these things are still very sexist towards men and women.
Absolutely.
Just in how they
it's the same
message, on
just
each,
updated.
And then also it's a little updated, just as misogynistic and anti-feminism, but then it's also like hidden more now. If anything, we've just gotten more manipulative and better at hiding this kind of thing.
Well,
instead of
we haven't
I feel like this was them just out with it.
But we haven't because we now, like, because of all of creators like you and like me, that, we've brought out the attention to the Hun messages, and we can look at something and you can very easily tell if somebody is, like, I'm talking on social media, different posts that are very much like that's an MLM thing. I mean, you can smell it. Or if someone were to approach you or to approach me, we could smell if they were trying to, get us involved in MLM.
I just feel like now, like, yeah, we still try to hide more. That video basically like what they would all say if they didn't have to filter things. It's kind of like people, and that's how they actually think about how to get people to sign up and how to prey on people. Everyone's just a name on a list to get preyed on, to be a part of this business, for them to make money. And hey, if your husband knows that you're in a scam and he's trying to be like, please don't waste our money on this, just flash him your boob.
Hey, why not?
And apparently he only needs 15 minutes and he'll do whatever you want. Like, that's just it's a very good sum up of because all of this today is based on that.
So I'm guessing the team in Poland, the big one there, must be Network 21, since we kept on seeing that throughout this documentary, Network 21. That must be a thing there. And
I'm thinking it is either that or it's like their version of the worldwide web builders, because they have their own versions in other countries too.
Exactly. Because
which
it's
is
those first
ridiculous.
people that get involved in it there, they're able to build their teams. And I mean, and also we know that there are those, you know, under the table kind of deals, backroom deals that are going on.
Yes, this documentary was supposed to be pro Amway, Angel, but as you can see, the thing is, when this came out, it
wasn't supposed to be. But it wasn't pro Amway. The purpose of showing it was to show what they are, the manipulation of it.
Yeah, the purpose of showing it was to show the manipulation. But everyone in that documentary talking that's how they do their sales pitches. That's how they train people.
Yeah.
It was just showing to kind of like expose it. But it's not like a parody. It's not anyone faking anything. Like, it's I think that's what's cringy about it, is like that one girl at the desk telling him how to make those phone calls.
Oh, I know.
That was probably a conversation she had with every single new person that entered Amway at that time.
Well, same thing with that other guy who was doing the whole thing that he was doing with the list and everything. I'm sure he does that with every single person as well.
Oh, and they were even like, yeah, have your lists checked out. Like, that's totally normal to sit down and write a list and then have someone check it out for you. Like, are these people proper to prey on? I tune in near the end and I got 1, annoy people till they join up. 2, remove all negative influences, which again would be just people that are worried about you, like your own husband, apparently, or just flash and boob. 3, culty atmosphere, and 4, brainwashing. And a nice helping of sexism on top. Yes, for both genders.
Yes, for all of that.
Yeah. Angel, that's how I feel too. Like, the person who recorded it was going to make a really great promotional Amway video. Just show us what you do. And then they were like, yeah, we're going to try to like expose how this
what
is.
You were
but
doing.
We're just going to post it as is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why they were probably so open to being like, yeah, come on in. Hey, if they can manipulate, so can we, okay?
But I mean, I can see why it would be banned, because if people know like what's really going on and how they're being, manipulated into all of this, because looking at it in this context, it doesn't look like, oh, sign me on up,
Well, the funny thing is that for some people it might. I guess it would depend on how okay with this behavior they are. Because I'm thinking of like the promotional videos of back then too, and I'm kind of like, they said similar things in them. That would be fun one day. We should look up a bunch of the old school MLM commercials. Real commercials.
You're cutting in and out.
Oh, am I? It's probably because I'm on camera. But yeah, no, I'm saying we should look up some of the old school MLM commercials.
That
So
would be
like,
interesting.
because yeah, they used to do a lot of like Amway commercials, Avon commercials back in like the 80s and 90s. That would be kind of fun to do because they're not that different from what was said in this video today. And they're sexist as hell. I mean, old commercials usually are, but these ones they're kind of funny. We can find some, I'm sure. It would just showcase kind of again like how people viewed this business model back then and how it isn't that different from today.
Yeah. Oh, Scamway, as we like to call Amway. Scamway. All right, tomorrow, and I want to know from chat what you would like for us to look at, because I do have what is Bless that we could actually look at this thing, because I keep on yammering about it and on passive, and that how they're going to use it, and it's for the charities, blah, 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 blah. And we can read, how awful the FAQs are on the website. And we're always like more confused when we read them because we're trying to edit as we read. Or we could also look at Telex Free, because I do have a bunch of stuff on that too. So it's really like, how many scams has Ash been in? And it's a lot.
I feel like every time we think we found them all, there's more.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, sorry. It's windy here too, Angel. And it's like semi-raining. So my internet hates me now.
Yeah, so we can do Telex Free. So if you're interested in Telex Free, put Telex Free. And if you are interested in us do Bless, put Bless in the chat. And on Sunday, I am going to have Hannah Martin. She runs the blog, The Talented Ladies Club, and does a lot of research into MLMs. And she's also been on the steering committee last year for the conference, Multi-Level Marketing, the Consumer Protection Challenge. And she's part of that this year as well, as we continue to plan from it. You could learn about Telex Free. Yes, I can share with you about Telex Free. And they have forbidden
Definitely come and watch Sunday though.
What?
I've
What
used
the
that
hell?
website too for
Wait,
my
Chris,
videos.
they are forbidden from donating to charities until Bless is released. When did that happen? And that is so wrong. That really struck me.
Yeah, you can't like ban people from or forbade
You're not allowed
people
to donate
from
to charities.
donating. Listen, guys, none of you are allowed to donate to anything except for this stream. From now on, you guys would be like, I'm sorry, Beth, go screw yourself. And I'd be like, yeah, okay.
I understand.
I don't, but do you know what's sad is that some of them probably will be like, oh, I can't donate now to anywhere until Bless.
Okay. All right. You're exaggerating. Well, I mean, honestly, I thought that could have been something that Ash would have said, or a leader would have said, like, don't do that until, I honestly could thought that.
Yeah, at this point, we can't even tell joking anymore. Ash warped our brain in the last 2 webinars with his 3D printing talk and how we were going to write messages in the sand that we were going to be able to see from space. I can't get over that one still. I'm still on that. So now it's like, I don't know. He might say that.
Exactly. I would not be surprised. I mean, I don't know if
we're going to do both anyway, guys.
Yeah, we will do both. I don't know if there's anything that would come out of his mouth that would shock me anymore. See today's video from Honest Critic in English. I don't know who that is, Johnny. Okay, I don't know if you guys want that. I mean, it doesn't matter to me which we do. Do you have a preference, Beth, of doing Bless or Telex Free? Bless, I think, would be just funny to do, because reading that stuff is always like, oh, good Lord, you know.
Well, maybe we should do Oblast tomorrow, and then you have your thing Sunday, and then Monday
Yeah.
we can do
Telex free.
the other one, because I feel like we could use another light day. Today was pretty light.
In comparison, yeah.
It made me laugh. I thought it was pretty funny. I don't know. I
Indian
really
YouTube
like getting that
channel.
phone tutorial. I didn't realize that when other people answered the phone that they could hear me on the other end. I was wondering what was going on. All the times I've called people and been like, hello, and then they said hello back. I was like, that's what's happening?
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what YouTube channel to find this on, Johnny. I'm not sure. Indian YouTube
Johnny,
channel, but
can
I don't
you
know.
send us the link?
Yeah, that would be helpful, please.
If you post the link here or email it to Alonda. Are you a mod here? Is Johnny a mod? Is he gonna
yes, he
post the
is.
link then?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so then yeah, Johnny, if you post the link, then I can copy and paste it for Alonda in the private chat.
Thank you,
Because
Johnny.
I'm on my computer that lets me do that. And then we'll be able to get that. There's a founder out there that is asking for help. I would like to show up. I can help.
That makes me
Did he owe you a
sad.
refund? Because that's usually what it is. I've had a few people write me and say, and Alonda too has had people write, and then we've even had some of the same people write us and say, like, I've been in this at this time, and then like I was told I was getting a refund. I've been waiting months, years. Jesus, like it's all the way from 2019, actually. All right, so I'm gonna paste that in the private chat. There we go. So you should be able to get to it now.
Okay, I'm really excited about something. Y'all might think this is lame, but I ordered my husband and myself new Fitbits, and it looks like they're going to be here on Sunday. I am really psyched to get a Fitbit again because we've gone for like 5 years without one. Oh, thank you, Johnny. Did you send it to me in the private? Yeah. Oh, we can watch this. Oh my gosh, this is so sad. It's an urgent message to Ashton. Okay, we're going to watch this together because we're just going to mix,
Yeah, I did. We got it.
Thank you very much. Because I want to watch this, and I think other people will want to watch it too, who have been watching on passive stuff. All right, here we go.
So about this video reaches to. I'm an Indian YouTuber, and the reason I'm making this video is to convey a message on behalf of a founder. In fact, I would say a senior founder.
I'm
Senior
not
in terms
seeing
of
it. Is it just me? Oh, there we go.
Oh,
OnPassive
it's just
long
me.
back. He has not only joined OnPassive but worked so hard for OnPassive. He has a huge team in thousands. You can check his details. You'll get to know. He has contributed a lot to OnPassive. But recently, he's in trouble and facing issues. So he wants to speak to you regarding his issues, his problems. So that's the reason he contacted me and wanted me to make a video. So that's the reason to help him out. I'm making this video. So before telling you the exact scenario, the actual scenario, so let me tell you that this founder contacted me through my videos, and I got to know about him couple of days back. So it's not like that I know him for long or I have been working with him. In fact, Mr. Jaswant Singh Jassi, he has been working so closely with him, but recently he has stopped receiving his calls and replying to his messages. So he has tried his best to contact every top leaders after getting disappointed from Mr. Jaswant Singh. He even sent one-on-one messages to top leaders like Mr. Dhillon, Mr. Modi, Kiri Shukla, Neeraj Dalvi, Kaushik Pandya, you name it and you have it, all the top leaders. But no one helped him to get in touch with you. And after that, he even tried to convince or he approached, in fact, all the big YouTubers also, so that anyhow or some way they can help him to get in touch with you, but they were also not ready to help him out. So let me share you his details first. So also let me tell you the details I am sharing and the pictures, the photographs which I'm showing. It's after his consent only. He wanted me to do that, so definitely that's the reason I'm doing this. So his name is Kaviraj Sharma. His founder ID is KS54360. Date of joining October 2019, and total team it's in thousands. You can check it. I won't disclose the actual data, but you can definitely get it checked. So what exactly Kaviraj is looking for? So he wants to speak to you regarding his problem. As I said earlier, I mentioned earlier, no top leaders help him out for this. Actually, Kaviraj is suffering from chronic heart disease, and he has a problem with both his kidneys. He has donor available, but financially he's unable to arrange the money for the same, because both the kidneys needs to be changed. He has anyhow arranged 6 to 7 lakhs of money, and also, in fact, many on passive team. I would definitely like to mention them, like on passive Assam's team, on passive Nepal's team, Dinesh Sisodia's team, Jay Mukhi, Vijay Giri. These people through crowdfunding and help him to raise some amount, and definitely that is very appreciable. I definitely like to thank all of them. So Kaviraj wants to discuss the possibility of collecting money through crowdfunding. So what my request is, I know all of a sudden a company cannot do a crowdfunding because many legalities could be there. So what I'm requesting is, it's just a request to speak to him once and listen to what he wants to convey. So if Obless comes on 30th March, as the rumor is, then definitely many of us will going to help him out. So till that time, even your kind words will motivate him and also will heal his wounds, as the all Indian leaders, the top leaders, are already ignoring him by not receiving calls, not picking up calls. So definitely that is very sad and very disappointing. So what I'm hoping is, I hope this video reaches to you by somehow or some way, and if it reaches, kindly get in touch with him. And as leaders like Mr. Dhillon and Jassi already know him, so it won't be difficult to get hold of him. And also, it's a request to the founders, my viewers also who are listening to this video, if anyhow there is a possibility that you can share this message to Ash or to Julie, because he also working for Obless, I believe. So definitely, if also this video reaches to her also, so somehow I believe she is going to help him out, or through Ash also, definitely she will try to help Kaviraj. So that's what I'm hoping for, and I hope needful will be done. So thanking Ash and Julie in advance, and hoping they will get in touch with Kaviraj to have a conversation. So that's all. As of now, he is also looking for. So I hope things will be done. So that's all from my end. That's all I wanted to convey from this video. Thank you very much for listening to this video. Take care. Bye bye.
That was absolutely so disturbing.
Okay, so I commented and told him to get a hold of us, so that we can maybe try to help in some way. I know we could do like a GoFundMe or something is an option. We can do a stream and donate. I mean, there's some things we can do to help him out. In terms of reaching out to Ash,
good luck.
Even if we do, Ash isn't doing anything for anyone. There, like I just said, there's people that are owed refunds from 2019, and he won't ever help or give those back. So, as is the runner of every bad scam. Also, I didn't know that there was a law there against crowdfunding.
No, I didn't either.
He meant you can't do crowdfunding there, and I'm kind of like, isn't that where Ash wants to do crowdfunding though? But okay. But yes, how many people do you think raise like this? Probably several hundred. That's what's sad. Is this isn't going to be the only guy with a story like this?
Yeah. So very sad.
I am glad to
Oh
see
my
that there's
gosh.
other people that are trying to help and speak out about this company, though.
Yeah.
We do need as many creators as we can, especially those in India, to speak out since they are preying on India a lot. So at least that's happening. That's a positive amongst all the negative that we just heard. So at least he does have some people that are willing to help. But again, what's disgusting to me about that video is he's trying to reach out to the people in India that signed him up. Listen, if you're going to sign up someone for this thing, the least you can do is respond to them when they message you. Even if it's in a negative way, like at least just respond to the person. Jesus. I think that's what frustrated me the most was hearing that he's reached out to his uplines, the manager,
all these top leaders.
Yeah, and they're just like ignoring his
ignoring.
messages, not responding. And it's like, well, what are you supposed to do? And I think that's why we get so passionate over here about it, is because it's like they can't do anything. They don't have the same laws here and the same ways to go about getting money back. It takes a lot more there to be able to do that. So if they're
And what's bothering me is that India is the top country of people that have joined on passive with 672,263 people, which was on the 23rd. And it really makes me wonder how many other people are suffering in some way differently, but still need help.
Most of
like
them.
this person. Yeah.
There's probably only 10 of those people that are doing decent. If I had to guess.
And if you're expecting on passive being the answer to everything, it's not.
They were told. The sad thing is, not only are they expecting it, but they were literally had people in their own countries that said to them, this is going to be what answers all of your problems. Like, I think that what makes gross is that fact that they use.
And this guy joined in 2019, and here we are in 2022, and he has chronic kidney disease, needs help. And all he wants is a kind word from Ash, which that's not going to do anything about getting kidney transplants. I really just don't know what to say.
No, but can Ash not just do that for his founder?
Well, if they were actually founders and if they actually meant something to him, then maybe he would do something. But he's too busy, living it up in the Ritz-Carlton.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of gross. And it just goes to show again how much these people matter to them. That's why it's so sad when we see them like praising this man, because look, you can't even respond to your message if you might die. Let's be real. You're a founder. You're going through health issues, and this man can't even respond to you.
Well, I mean, his own leaders can't respond to him. All the Indian leaders. He doesn't even know how to get in touch with Ash. It's not like Ash has a phone number that he's giving all these people that are like, just call me if you have an issue.
Apparently these LCs aren't either.
Oh, so very sad. Well, I guess tomorrow we will do the OBLS and check that out. And
I need to be blessed.
Do what?
I said I need to be blessed.
Oh, and we'll probably do that at about the same time because my husband will be working tomorrow night. Now, the good thing is that tomorrow during the day, most of the day, he does finally have 2 really good wine people that he can rely on. So somebody is going to be working most of the day, but he's got to work tomorrow night because it's crazy, very busy. And so we'll be doing it at the same bat time, which is about 8:15 Central Standard Time. and look at, some old bless. And I'll see if I can
Woohoo!
find any of what's his name, a Bill Must video, and we can take that frame by frame, because that's always just comical reading that stuff. It is just a headache.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank
And
you
I'm
to
pretty
my
sure he does have
mods.
one that goes into it.
I'm sure there is something. I want to say thank you to my mods. Thank you to everybody who participated in the chat. Thank you to you guys showing up and watching, the banned Amway movie from Poland for 12 years. I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody being here. Don't forget, you're beautiful and I love you. And we will see you tomorrow. Have an excellent rest of your evening and good night.